Hey, Dustin Tibbetts here, financial advisor with Jazz Wealth Managers. How you doing today? Hope all is good out there. And today we're going to talk about a little bit of a trick. Sit down, boys and girls, because we're going to teach you a different way to look at a 529 for people that are not immediate family members. If you're familiar with this, or if you've got a young kid, you're thinking about how you're going to save for college, here's how it used to work. It used to work where your kid would fill out the FAFSA form, and there would get to be a point that says, how much in family contributions do you think you'll be getting that come from outside of your immediate family? And immediate in this case means mom and dad. So you would typically have to report, well, grandma has a 529 for me, and so I'm going to be getting distributions from her. And so what would happen is, as distributions came to you, then 50% of that made you ineligible or reduced your exposure to federal financial aid, particular grants and things like that. So you used to have to report that. It was kind of a bummer because that used to happen a lot, where grandma on one side, grandpa on the other side would start a 529, kid goes to college, and they surprise you. Well, it's not helpful because FAFSA is going to figure that out, and it's going to reduce your eligibility. Well, that's changing. And so there's a couple little tricks here that you can use if you have a kid or grandkid that is going to college, or you could be the uncle, aunt, you could be somebody that's not mom and dad. You don't have to be the grandparents. So I'll share one of them with you here today. And this is the kind of thing that I like to help our clients with, right? It's not related to their investments. It's not related to retirement, but boy, it can save them some dough big time, especially if you're willing to operate on the gray side of what the law actually is, not the illegal side, but the side that's just not documented, that you're allowed to use and the wealthy people will use if you don't. So here we go. Basically what they did is they took away that question on the FAFSA that says, do you have a grandmother that's going to be giving you from a 529? Does anybody else have a 529 for your benefit? You don't have to answer that anymore, right? They just took the line out. You're not like withholding information, right? So now what this means is grandma, let's say, can have a 529, take advantage of that for themselves and contributing if there's a state advantage to doing that. But now grandma can say, hey, granddaughter, I've got a 529 and maybe there's 40,000 in there or something. I'll give you 10,000 a year towards college. Nobody needs to know anymore, right? Which means the child gets full advantage of that without possibly missing out on federal grants, right? Or whatever other options are available in that year. They change that sucker every year. There's always all kinds of different grants and subsidies and things. So think about this for a second. If you're a grandparent, would you not want to start a 529? Whereas we used to we'd tell grandparents, hey, you can take money out of your IRA and you could just give it to the kids for college. No problem there. But you got to pay taxes on that, right? So there's this new trick, this new thing you can do. So that's it. If you're considering doing that, now you have an advantage. That will take part starting next year, I believe, and no end in sight at the moment. The other side to it, which I'll give you, if you're a parent, why would you start a 529? Is there anything wrong with grandma starting a 529? Could you not talk to your mother and say, hey, why don't you do this instead of me, right? Because then daughter or son, whoever's going to college, gets the greater advantage. It's already happening, right? So it's these little things like that that you can do that are totally legal within the bounds of the law, that as things change, it means that your family ends up with more dollars than they were going to have. Maybe it's not you in your pocket, maybe it's not your daughter, but the family as a whole now made a better financial decision that leaves more money in their pockets instead of maybe missing out on a grant or giving tax money to the IRS or something. So I've been kind of on a tear lately to encourage people to, before you go one direction, just ask, is there a better way? I may not know what it is, but is there a better way? Would somebody with more money, less money, would they do something different? What's the catch? What's the little tax trick? What's the little investment trick that gets me just that one step further? That's how financial advisors add value. It's great. The investments we love, we manage our own funds here, so we love showing that performance. But there's all these little things along the way that a financial advisor does that adds value to your bottom line. And I don't know. That gets my motor running in the morning. Anyways, I appreciate you watching. You're going to come back later for the closing beat, right? It's at 5 o'clock. It is live on our YouTube channel. We'll talk about the stock market, what happened, and we'll share more geeky stuff with you. More of this sort of fun grassroots, what do they call it? Just give type stuff so that you keep us in mind at jazzwealth.com. Enjoy the rest of your day. And if you have no interest in jazzwealth.com, but you like the financial tips, well, I hope you'll hit the subscribe button. I'm supposed to ask. It seems to work. I hope you'll continue to do it. Enjoy the rest of your day. We'll see you later.
Hey, you made it to the end. That's awesome. Well, if you want to check out more geeky stuff, be sure to check out that video over there. Also, if you could subscribe, that really help us out. We're financial advisors that love to teach, and you'll find all kinds of free stuff on our videos. And remember, keep your dough straight. Yeah, I did it. You did. That was it.